at the University of the Philippines. More importantly, I've been a lifelong friend of Rafi Benitez here, which is why I'm holding this mic. I've been asked to give you a very brief introduction into what this whole project is about. Those of you who've been with us for the past couple of days already know this spiel, but for those who came here just now, let me just walk you through some very basic concepts of how and why this idea came about. It actually began with, through the initiative of Rafi here about a year ago. You see, Rafi he created the Eriwan Arts Center in Quezon City, near the University of the Philippines campus in Diliman. And the Eriwan Arts Center is a kind of a mini cultural center of the Philippines. It hosts visual artists, sculptors, dancers, musicians, writers, in other words, artists of all kinds, in a fairly large building that actually Rafi himself built and donated to the arts. And now his vision is to bring some of that over to the United States. And of course, on the face of it, it's a huge ambition, but that's exactly what we're here for today, to help turn that vision into reality. The American Museum of Philippine Art is premised on the idea that we Filipinos, whether we are in the Philippines or here in the US or in Europe or anywhere else for that matter, we need to project ourselves more strongly on the global scene. It's a scene where today we find many other artists of color, Mexican artists or artists from China and from other places gaining prominence, while we Filipinos who have been at this, for many, many hundreds of years and have produced, superlative art, hardly get any attention. And part of that, we feel, is because of the fact that we haven't really projected ourselves strongly enough, not just as individuals, there's a lot of that, but as a community. And so we thought that an American Museum of Philippine Art would be a good step toward getting there. Now, what is this museum? It's at least two things. There's the physical museum, which is the big dream. And if he were here, Dr. Ruben Cañete, who also helped envision this, would have walked you through this plan for a really impressive building that would house, among other things, a gallery, a theater, a performance space, and even a kitchen to showcase and to teach Philippine cooking, which after all is a culinary art. And that is in the plans. That's the long-term goal of Foundation, to set up such a physical building to house the museum. But that, of course, will take an enormous amount of resources, and we're kind of still nowhere near that kind of money. So while we are planning for that, the other part of the museum would be the non-physical side of it, which can involve activities that can be branded under the museum, things we can do for and with each other. And hindi lang ito tayo-tayo po, siyempre. Pinoproject din natin, mas importante pa nga, kesa tayo-tayo lang, ay i-project natin yung Philippine art sa mga hindi Pinoy, para makilala nila kung ano ginagawa natin. So we're also thinking of activities that will showcase Philippine art, whether it's visual art or some other form of Philippine art, to other American audiences. And that can take place under the auspices of the American Museum of Philippine Art, which, by the way, has already been incorporated. The groundwork for this museum has already been laid. I mean, the legal papers have been initiated. At least the paperwork has been initiated. And so it's slowly but surely coming into reality. Now, some of us have come over from the Philippines this weekend, really just for this, to be able to meet with you and to share our ideas with you, and of course to hear from you also how we can put this thing together. And over the past couple of days, we've had very, very fruitful discussions with, of course, our US-based counterparts here, like Carlotta, of course, and Bernadette, and quite a number of others who will be carrying this on. As we said this morning, this is something that, while it may have been initiated by Rafi, this is really no longer Rafi's dream. It's everybody's dream, it's everybody's business, and we will do our best to make this happen, no matter how long it takes. And it will take a long time. I don't think we can kid ourselves about that, but the important thing is to identify the steps, the baby steps that will get us to where we want to go. Because again, while not all of us may be artists, while not all of us may have had training in the arts, or may appreciate the arts for what they are, I think we will all agree that art is, in a way, our best foot forward. You know, it is the best of the Filipino presented to the outside world. This is our public face. Art itself may not always be pretty, but it is true. It is who and what we are. And so it's important that every Filipino and even non-Filipinos be engaged in its appreciation and understanding. Kaya nandito na po tayo sa puntong ito na gawin natin, yung magagawa natin para mapakilala naman natin ating mga sarili. Sa ating mga sarili din, sa ating mga anak, sa mga susunod na henerasyon na medyo nakakalimutan na kung ano ang pagiging Pilipino. Actually, hindi lamang dito nangyayari yon. The forgetting of who we are as Filipinos isn't only taking place here. Worse, it's happening at home. I mean, my students, and I teach at the University of the Philippines, my own students have begun to forget what being Filipino is about and what it takes to be a Filipino. And this is why it's important that through things like art and history and education, which is really all of one piece, that we continue this discussion. And art is just one medium of making that discussion happen. Kaya again, maraming salamat po sa inyong pagparito ngayong hapon. As I was saying, this is a historic moment because we think that it will lead to bigger things for us as a national community. Maraming salamat po. Thank you.